Oh,
And we're back.
and yes, well, but next week we'll be back in better than pleather.
Better than pleather.
You don't get it.
Oh man, I got the
And we got
Falcons.
baby. We got babies here. Want to say something? Yeah. And then what happened? All right. I don't think I'm gonna watch your game this week because it'll screw up my screen. Uh, yeah. So I mostly wanted to just talk about, okay, so they're freaking out about the NFL's ratings being down and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a big chunk of that is due to the fact that they have been putting on the most complete garbage for all their primetime games. It's like, why does I think the Bears had two primetime games and Jacksonville I think had two, and it's just like, well, what are you thinking? Like, I could have looked at the schedule before it started and been like, yeah, though they're not gonna be good. They're not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Don't do that one. I think this last week on CBS, I believe the game that almost all of the nation had was Jacksonville, Oakland.
Oh god.
Like even breaking it into the different like sections and stuff, that was basically the main one everyone was getting. Like the majority of the nation was getting Oakland, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like, well, I could have told you ahead of the time that that wouldn't be great.
And no one wants to
Um,
watch Jacksonville.
I don't know. I guess my thing is that, like, I don't know what I can't pinpoint exactly what my issue is. I know a lot of it is it seems like the media is completely negative towards the NFL, and maybe it, or maybe it's because they're so overhyped. I get, or not overhyped, like over
Critical.
that, but like also there's too much. Like there's just too much info. There's 9,000 NFL things like because I'm a guy that I used to love watching Inside the NFL back in the day when they had the little like 5 minute highlight pieces and all that jazz.
Yeah, you know, like Dan
I used to
Marino and
love that. And even like, okay, well, let's put it this way, even like last year, I mean, we were attempting to do our weird little fantasy football advice thing, and like this year it's like I barely am paying attention to it at all. I don't know what, like, and I love fantasy football and stuff, but it's just I don't know. I can't. Yeah. Like even like a year ago to 2 years ago, if there was a way for me to watch every football game on the Game Pass without knowing what the finding out what the scores were, I would totally do that. Like I could have literally watched every game possible as long as I didn't know like what the scores were, ending scores were ahead of time. And now I'm just like, and my main way of watching is usually I get the Red Zone channel. And
mm-hmm.
in previous years, what I would do was I get off work at 2, so I miss like the first 3 hours of games,
Yeah.
or the first 2.5 hours. So I would start from the beginning of the day and just watch it through, and I would pretty much get caught up about 7 o'clock right before the night game started.
Yeah.
And like anymore now, I don't even go back and watch the first part of the games anymore. I just start watching from wherever's on. And
Yeah.
then since there's only like 3 games on in the afternoon, I half pay attention to those.
Yeah. I mean, a
So
lot of
I
it
don't
could be
know. I
just like
know.
changing of the guard. There's like a lot of new players.
Yeah. Well, I know that I absolutely do not like all of the like. Oh, well, that guy did a bow and arrow motion. We better fine him and give throw a penalty flag. I'm like, I don't. As far as all the post touchdown stuff goes, I say the more entertaining the better.
Yeah, that's right. Just like
And
basketball.
they've seen.
Was
Yeah.
doing the
And
ribbon
I
ones.
like. Yeah, and then instead we got like I loved when it was the Cleveland guy who like basically like caught the touchdown and bent over like a robot and set it down and then walked over.
Mm-hmm.
That made me laugh. Like it's just bad. It's just like what do you guys do? Like I don't know what their thing is. Like oh, we don't want kids to feel bad. if someone, it's like, it's not even like a direct insult to somebody if you like do a dance after a touchdown, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could be league stagnation. Like, there really hasn't
Well,
been a rotation of teams that have been good in quite a while. Like, I mean, the Panthers went to the Super Bowl last year. I mean, that's something. But, like,
well,
a lot of the
yeah.
bad teams are all just bad still. Like, perennially bad and always bad.
Let's see, who's had the, like, Oakland? Reds, well, I guess Redskins are doing better technically, but we'll see how long that
Oakland's
lasts.
doing better, too.
Well, yeah, but it's like the same bunch of Oakland, Jacksonville, whatever teams, and then you still got, well, who's best? Patriots.
Yeah,
Like,
Bill Belichick just runs that team. I don't think it matters who's on the team.
it's just insane. Like, yeah, there's no, it seems like there's no parity to the league at all. It's like, well, new, what's the one game New England's gonna lose? Because they'll lose a random one always, but oh. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I don't know, but okay. Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna hop out. You have fun. I'll watch the game later.
I'm already getting my ass kicked.
That was fast. All right, later.
Yep, we'll see ya. Alright. Yeah, I think there's a little too much league parity going on. Or maybe there's not enough league parity. I mean, there's people like, the teams like the Colts have obviously gotten worse since Peyton Manning retired and left. I mean, there's a lot of the teams that were really good a few years ago, like the Bears were decent. They were a playoff team a few years ago. Now they're, like, going to be surprised if they get a win. I mean, look towards the AFC, and teams like Jacksonville are still bad. Tampa is still bad. The Titans are still bad. I mean, at some point, these teams have to get better. Just at random. And it's just, they're not. And it doesn't make for exciting games at all. When you know the team that you're facing is just going to get their ass beat. Like, and as a viewer, it's not exciting either. To know, well, I'm a Patriots fan, and we're facing the Browns. So, you know this game's going to be a 45-0 affair. And the Browns are just going to get stomped. And there's nothing that's going to change about that. I don't know. Yeah. I also think there's kind of a generational change going on with Peyton Manning retiring, Ben Roethlisberger getting older, Tom Brady getting older. Both those guys on the verge, I wouldn't say on the verge of retirement, but they're getting pretty darn close. Aaron Rodgers isn't getting any younger. And really, who are the young quarterbacks that are going to be taking over the slots that, you know, guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were taking over for Dan Marino and John Elway and those guys? Who's this next generation of quarterbacks? Russell Wilson? No. He's definitely not. People would have said a few years ago Colin Kaepernick, but no, he's not either. You know, and you got people like the Colts quarterback, and then you got, you know, Blake Bortles for the Jaguars, and, you know, they're all right, and I mean, they're no Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Or Ben Roethlisberger, for that matter. And Brady, I don't even know how much Brady's success is Brady. I mean, the Belichick does good no matter who's on the field. He did it with Drew Bledsoe. He did it with Matt Castle. He does it with Tom Brady. He does it with Garoppolo. He does it with Garoppolo's backup. I don't know. I mean, and I think Tom Brady's the slam dunk Hall of Famer. Just like this year, I think if Tomlinson doesn't get into the Hall of Fame this year, it is a freaking shame. It is a crying shame if he does not get into the Hall of Fame this year in his first year. He was by far and above the best running back in the league for about 10 years. He's so good. Even at running backs. I mean, who do we got? AP? AP's gone. It's... A lot of people think he's going to be retiring after the year. Or think that if he doesn't retire, he's just done because of his injury. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Lack of star power. I mean, you got your Richard Shermans on defense. Talk all the world out their asses. You know, every time you watch him, you see him committing all these freaking penalties that aren't ever getting called. Just because he is Richard Sherman. You know, and he talks up the defense and how good the defense is and all that. And, you know, you don't watch football for the defense. You watch football for the offense. And offenses have been bad. All of them this year. There really haven't been... too many teams that have come out of the gate and just put up 40 points a game like the old days. And when I mean old days, I mean a few years ago. Where you'd have weeks where Drew Brees would put up 400 yards, and then you'd have Peyton Manning putting up 350 plus, and then you'd have Tom Brady putting up 300 plus, and then you'd have Aaron Rodgers putting up 350 plus. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's a touchdown. That is so a touchdown. I don't know. I'm not going to challenge it. Tell you one thing, we are going to be taking a short break at halftime. Got to get my dog fed and get her medication. And I got to do something that I failed to do. Holy shit, I got stuff there. I kind of hurried myself to get on here to get this going, so I could get praise on for a little bit. Next week we'll be back with our normal schedule on Tuesday evening. I'm not too sure exactly what we're going to be playing. I don't know if we're going to be doing some more of this and talking about it, or if we're actually going to be doing stuff like bringing Super Meat Boy back or whatnot. Oh, the woes. Let's try it again. Yeah, I don't know. We shall see. My fantasy teams this year have gone to absolute just garbage. Everybody I picked is just garbage. Touchdown, baby. Woo! I mean, it doesn't help. I took Aaron Rodgers as my first pick. It's probably a bad move. Should have gone running back, but I didn't see a good one there I liked. So I went quarterback. Figured he was a sure thing. Turns out, not so much. He's been okay this year. He hasn't been good. Not like previous years. This last game, he put up a lot of big number, but he needs to do that every week for me. Because the rest of my team's so weak. I think my second pick was Latavius Murray, and he was injured for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then from there, it was just a series of risks and bad picks. Oh, Daniels, get in there! Just like that. What the hell's Triple Crown? Hold on, I gotta see what this is. Record a sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery with the same player on a single play. Nice. And we're back. The Beast, Mike Daniels. Nice. And just like that, they went from being up 3 points within 10 seconds being down 11. Yeah, I mean, and just reading some of these names at the bottom on this ticker here. Like, does Lamar Miller and Brock Eisweiler excite you? Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Forte, does that excite you? Forte, not these days. These days it doesn't. I don't know. I honestly think it's a lack of star power in the league. Like, and I think there's rookies and young guys that are up and coming and stuff like Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys and stuff that are doing some good things for the league and, you know, making a name for themselves and, you know, putting up a lot of numbers and, you know, guys like Devonta Freeman there. You know, Falcons are starting to come into their own. Get back to where they were a few years prior when during the Michael Vick era. So just talking about quarterbacks, who is that next generation of quarterbacks? I mean, you got two guys. So you got your Drew Brees. You got your Peyton Manning. You got your Peyton Manning's gone now. You got your Roethlisberger. You got your Tom Brady. And you got your Drew Brees. Then you got your next generation after that, which is your Phillip Rivers, your Eli Manning, Aaron Rodgers. Who's the next generation after them? Like, just think about it. Who do you got after them? I mean, and that's also giving a ton of credit to Eli Manning, who I don't think Eli Manning's a good quarterback. You got, like, a Matt Ryan, who's alright. I won't say he's good or great. He's nothing like those other quarterbacks I just mentioned. Not even Eli. Eli has 2 Super Bowls under his belt, despite him being not the greatest decision maker in the world. Cam Newton? He's had 1 Super Bowl trip in his entire career. Granted, it was a great year last year. They're going to kick a field goal here. Or they're not. Okay, they'll just run it in because, you know, fucking reasons. And then you go through the NFC East. You have the Giants with an aging quarterback and Eli Manning, who isn't that good. You have the Redskins who are in rebuild mode. You have the Eagles who are in rebuild mode. You have the Cowboys who have a Tony Romo and a Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott's a rookie. I mean, he's done nothing in the league. Then you go NFC West, and you got Russell Wilson, who's okay, but I wouldn't even consider him even remotely close to even an Eli Manning. Russell Wilson does have a Super Bowl, but that's not because of Russell Wilson, that's because of the defense. Let's take a quick break. I mean, and you have the other quarterbacks in the NFC West. You got the Rams, who have been rebuilding since Kurt Warner left. Who else do you got? The Niners, who can't decide if the Blaine Gabbert or Colin Kaepernick's a better quarterback. And I'm blanking on the fourth team. Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals. Cardinals are a different animal. Like, they have Carson Palmer at the helm, and they got a lot of talent on that team. If Carson Palmer hadn't gotten injured against the Steelers and taken that shot to the knee, Carson Palmer would be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. I truly believe that. I think his career was definitely stunted by the fact that he had to go through that ACL not training, physical therapy for it. And I honestly think it ruined him as a quarterback for many years. I think he's just now getting back to where he was before that. But you give him 5 years where he was, and you give him those 5 years back where he wasn't going through physical therapy and the mentality of not wanting to take a hit to the knee anymore, be afraid of it or hesitating, I honestly think he would be as good a quarterback as Drew Brees has been, or Ben Roethlisberger, or Tom Brady. And I think he's pretty close to those guys now. But I think he would have been there a long time ago. But those are the ramblings of a madman. I will be right back. Gotta get the dog fed. Alrighty. Let's get back to this. She's not wanting to eat right now. Alright. Who am I? Oh, I'm Sam Shields. Oh! That was crazy. Hope you guys have been liking the Destiny streams I've been putting up. I got my last 2 raids put up there. Both hard mode. Or heroic mode. We got this going up once a week. This Sunday we may be doing another Destiny stream. Or another raid. I'm not too sure yet. Have to see what the peeps want to do. As long as we're doing raids in the morning on a Sunday, I'll be streaming them raids. Past couple have been close to 3 hours. The last one actually was only about a 2.5 hour long one. It's just, we did a bunch of standing around afterward. And I think we're getting more efficient with it, getting more comfortable with it. In a couple of weeks we'll be getting challenge modes, so that'll add to it. And I honestly don't know what we're going to be doing with this. I don't know if this is something Praise is going to want to continue on till next year. Or if he wants to keep streaming this every week and then we actually go through and stream the draft and all that off-season crap. I don't know. And that's a grounding. Because that's literally just the throwaway button. What is this shit? Offsides. Offsides my ass. Suck it, bitch. Shit. Fuck. Oh, man. Fuck that guy. Sorry, I keep popping it out of the mic here. Well, they answered my 14 points with 14 points of their own. I figured this wasn't going to be an easy game. Alright. Dog's being a dirty butt. Oh, that was bad. I needed to cut it straight up the field, and of course I run right into my own guy. I'm just not holding the ball this game. Okay.
What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zone, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but
Fucking dog, I swear.
it's really effective.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. On second down, here's Rodgers. And Nelson's got it here right side.
Nice.
Goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
One back is Lacey. And they'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first
Now she goes to eat.
5 yards, bring up second and 5.
I have to give her meds as soon as I get done with this. Or as soon as she gets done eating.
Back now in Atlanta. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Rodgers to throw on second down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. So here we go, first and 10 now.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On first down, Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 6. And he had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Oh, man.
It's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
I would really love to have a touchdown here.
People try to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have, and a pass he should have caught.
Eluding the pressure right.
Oh.
For this. A gain of 4 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on fourth and goal. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Crosby puts it through, and in the fourth quarter, this
Chip
game
chat.
is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The Packers defense here getting ready. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, bring it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Fuck. Fuck me, fuck you, you're all fucked.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because
Oh, shit, son.
slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a second and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Freeman again.
Fuck.
Working inside the 30 to the 29.
Of course they get the first.
Good enough to keep the drive moving.
They always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, second and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the guy
Douche.
standing in the sheet sees the short yardage
Gang tackle.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Tie game here. Time starting to run down. The defense really needs to try and keep this game tied, see if they can get the ball back for the offense.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up.
Oh, if Peppers would have stopped, I would have had potentially had a touchdown there, man. Fuck me. Sweet. Oh, man. One moment.
Combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space.
All right.
Time for a break.
Doge dropped some food. All right, let's fucking get this touchdown here. We just need points.
So it's Packer
I don't care how, I don't care why. I just need a field goal. We don't need a touchdown. We just need a field goal. Nice. Bowls over number 44. Yeah, yeah.
First down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. Angle route because a running back,
Running some clock.
if you're trying to cover that
Running some clock.
backer spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first. And if I could get you to
That was tight.
running in that direction,
I probably shouldn't have thrown that. Hey. Hey. Don't you know who I am?
I'm a firm believer over the years that many drops happen before the ball's even snapped. When you call a wide receiver screen, as we saw there, I know these guys really well. They're thinking about that play going to the end zone, and sometimes they forget to catch the football first.
Alright. I don't even know who the fuck we got here. Where are we at? I need about 6 yards here. Come on, man. Oh! Oh, they gave me the first. That's awesome. I'm not going for a fucking field goal here. I want the touchdown, damn it. And I don't know what the fuck that was, you piece of shit.
It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Oh, damn. And that was pass interference. Easily pass interference. I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Fuck you. You pieces of shit.
And Charles, he hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
I don't get this kicking meter. That shouldn't have made it.
calmly banged it through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late
But it did. I'm not going to complain.
to the 25.
Alright, they literally need 2 plays here. 2 passes out of bounds into get into field goal range.
Surveying the field.
And that's game. Blouses.
Well, going into the final play,
Another win.
knew that they needed some type of a miracle.
And that's how we do it, folks. We score last to win the game.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
What is our record? We are 5-2 now. Whoop whoop. Alright. And I think with that we will call it an evening. No stream tonight. We're not going to stream. I am in a raid again, but we are not going to stream the raid. You got enough of the shenanigans from yesterday. Tied you over till the weekend. So we will see everybody on Sunday. Peace.